We must ensure reliable and predictable assistance to Ukraine in the security sphere in the long term, said the head of NATO. Secretary General Stoltenberg's idea is to remove politics and uncertainty from military aid to Ukraine by creating a 5-year fund of 100 billion euros and taking on the bulk of the burden of arms supplies to Kyiv. Political rights. Strengthening NATO's role in coordinating and providing support is a way to end this war so that Ukraine wins, according to Stoltenberg. It is necessary to note that after NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg's statement regarding the reformatting of Ramstein, the White House issued a statement rejecting the feasibility of the proposal to transfer leadership function from the United States to the European part of NATO. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is a quick update on the Russian-Ukrainian war from the perspective of someone living within it. In the meantime, NATO countries have decided to create a joint mission in Ukraine, said Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski. According to him, the establishment of the mission does not imply direct involvement in the conflict, but it means that we will now be able to use NATO's coordinating, training and planning capabilities to support Ukraine in a more coordinated manner, he explained. At the same time, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg stated that NATO has no plans to send troops to Ukraine, and Kyiv has not requested such. Ukraine is not asking for combat units of the alliance to be sent, but rather seeks an increase in military assistance, Stoltenberg said. Meanwhile, Lithuanian Foreign Minister Gabrielos Landsbergis stated that without arms supply and real security guarantees, the narrative about unity and solidarity with Ukraine quickly approaches cynicism. The diplomat confident that Europe is moving in the wrong direction and is in great danger because Russia is encouraged by appeasement. There is a temptation to retreat, to leave everything to fate and pretend that we cannot influence the outcome. But this is not the way to fulfill our historical duty. The only way is to change course, to be serious and to help Ukraine achieve complete victory. Also, after the meeting of the Ukraine-NATO Council, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock and her colleague Dmytro Kuleba stated that Germany, as the lead nation for Air Defense Coalition for Ukraine, will initiate an immediate analysis of global stocks of air defense assets worldwide. In March 2024, Germany promised to supply Ukraine with new Patriot missiles from the Bundeswehr stocks. Based on 3 previous deliveries, it can be expected that Germany will transfer between 50 to 100 missiles to Ukraine in the coming weeks. Footage of 3 Portuguese Leopard 2A6 POS being sent by air for transfer to the Ukraine army. Meanwhile, while Western politicians engaged in debate and consultations, Russia continues to terrorize Ukraine. During the night, Ukraine was attacked by 20 Shad drones, 11 of which was successfully shut down. At least 50 drones flew into Kharkiv region. Besides Kharkiv, they attacked the city of Lozova, where civilian enterprises were damaged. Hits on objects on the energy infrastructure in the Kharkiv region were also recorded. In the Novobovarsky district of Kharkiv, 4 hits of UAVs on objects of civilian infrastructure were documented. Residential buildings, shops, trade pavilions, pharmacies, cars, medical facilities, and so on were damaged. One of the drones hit a 14-story building directly, causing damage from the 8th to the 12th floor. This is how it sounds and looks through the eyes of witnesses. When specialized services arrived to deal with the aftermath, there was a second strike. 3 rescuers were killed, another emergency worker from the State Emergency Service and 1 police officer were injured. A 68-year-old woman also died. 12 people were injured. And here is the second strike captured on video. It is evident that the girl in the video knows to quickly take cover and does so correctly. It is clear that this person knows what it is like to live under the constant shelling. Where is the concern from the United Nations? Only a few days ago, the UN expressed concern about the strike of a Ukrainian drone on the territory of the enterprise, where these same drones are assembled. But there they remain silent. Mr. Gutierrez, where are you? And here is a resident of a 14-story building into whose apartment a drone crashed, telling how it all happened. Everything was fine, we were asleep. I woke up thinking a dog had jumped on me. I opened my eye, and there was a concrete slap on me. The woman is fine. Everyone in her family is alive, including the dog. The apartment is a minor matter. It can be repaired, unlike life itself. Meanwhile, in the St. Petersburg and the Leningrad region Russia, widespread power outrage continue, and the FSB is already searching for saboteurs. According to local residents, power disruptions have lasted for over a day in the densely populated and elite settlement of Toksovo. The cause is cited as an accident at a substation. Some say it was a technological malfunction, and here is how this malfunction really looks. Also, photos of a new large Ukrainian drone are circulating online, which may serve the needs of the armed forces of Ukraine. Based on available data, the E-300 Enterprise aircraft is a platform that can accommodate various equipment, including some that were previously not considered for UAVs. The climbed flight range is 3,100 kilometers, and the payload capacity is 300 kg. For comparison, those targeting Russian oil processing facilities carried a maximum of 50 kgs. Obviously, besides explosives, such a large machine can accommodate other interesting equipment and devices. And now this map is painted in new colors. Additionally, according to a statement by the Prime Minister of Ukraine, Denis Shmyhal, Latvia and Ukraine will soon start jointly producing UAVs for the needs of defense forces. Furthermore, in 2024, Latvia will allocate $925 million in aid to Ukraine. And now regarding the situation on the front lines. In the Liman-Siversk direction, east of Ternove, on the Liman direction, the Ukrainian armed forces repelled enemy attacks along the road leading to the Zemlyansky Street. Footage of the repulsion of another massive assault by the Red Army by fighters from the 95th Brigade and the 12th Brigade Azov of the National Guard. For quite some time now, the Russians have been attacking with large forces in the area between Terne and Yampolivka, constantly reinforcing and shelling the area with artillery and aviation. On the Siversk direction, Russian forces have launched an attack east of the railway towards Vyimka. The grey zone has been added. The situation is under clarification. Battles continue in the area of Bogdanivka, east of Listviny forest, and behind Ivanivsky on the Chasiv Yar direction. And this is how the Ivanivsky village looks from a bird's eye view. As we can see, the Russian world has arrived here. The enemy attempted a massive mechanized assault, deploying more than 25 units of equipment. Half were destroyed, the other half retreated. We are clearing out infantry. The guys did an incredibly tough job. I cannot provide more details as it is beyond my competence. Please wait for detailed information from official sources, reports a Ukrainian serviceman defending Ukraine in this direction. And the situation on this front from a pro-Russian chats regarding Klishchiivka. Unfortunately, no success at the moment. We are trying, but it is not working out yet. Ukrainian FPV is causing a lot of interference. Avdiivka direction. In Berdychi, Russian forces advanced along Mira Street to a depth of up to 600 meters. Ukrainian armed forces inflicted fire damage on the enemy in this area. At the site where our Abrams tank was once hit between Berdychi and Stepove, there is now a graveyard of destroyed Russian equipment. So now, in addition to our tank, there are dozens of Russians to see a hit Abrams and to die. That's how it goes. In the eastern part of Berdychi, strike drones company of the 47th Brigade shows footage of the epic detonation of a Russian BMP-3. And these are footage from Ukrainian fighters for independence from the front line in the same Avdiivka area. After a failed assault in the area of Tonenki, where the Russian army deployed more than 30 tanks, our guys began to receive information about a large number of deserters. Sometimes whole units refuse to storm, a vivid example of how fallen comrades serve as an example for soldiers' future. After that, nobody minds the threats of command. Heavy fighting is taking place in the areas of Pervomaysky, Vodyane and on the segment Umansk-Tonenki. The Shadow FPV drone unit immobilized, and with an American M67 grenade they burned a Russian T-72B3 tank manufactured in 2022. This is the third burned latest Russian tank using M67 in the past weeks. Prior to this, there were two T-90M Prorev. So M67 continues its harvest. There is also footage of repelling a Russian attack on the Kurakhivsky direction, which stormed Novomikhailivka from the north. No significant changes have been reported on the other fronts. It is also reported that on some directions, Russian forces carried out attack using only one unit of armored vehicles. Naturally, all 5 units on all 5 directions were hit and destroyed. However, the peculiar feature is that these were combat trials of a new Russian mobile electric warfare system, which proved to be ineffective since the Ukrainian armed forces, as Russian military correspondent lamented, changed the operational frequency of the drones. And now let's take a look at the Tavria direction. Here, on the left bank of the Dnipro River, Ukrainian Marines continue to hold a small bridgehead with the support of a company of strike UAVs under the command of Magyar. According to his word, the nature of actions here has changed already. The Russians completely eliminated their heavy equipment. They have moved everything movable beyond the reach impact range of most of the UAVs used. Ukrainian Marines have accustomed the Russian in these 6 months from the air that trying to push through the M14 highway with tanks, BMP or anything metallic is no go. Also, from the land, anything trying to sneak out of the wood get a bullet, and the other guys heroically hold the bridgehead. Of course, along with TRO warriors. Now, Russian commanders send only infantry into storm attempts. Well, and drones, a lot. Over 100 FPVs per day. That's the current creepy rhythm. Only within the wiped-off Krinky. They bury themselves in the enchanted Oleshki forest, mine their territory, demine ours, we lay new mines, and it is all in a circle. You won't often see evacuators or supply trucks here. Everything is quick with short dashes. Documented losses of equipment from both sides over the past 2 days. On 2nd March 2024, Russian Federation 44 units, UA 12 units. On 3rd March 2024, Russian Federation 77 units, UA 10 units. The ratio is 1 to 5.5 in favor of Ukraine, in the sense that Ukraine loses less. Losses attributed to FPV drones are marked in color. Meanwhile, Russian UAV detected a newly constructed Ukrainian defensive line. A large stronghold is visible in front of the village. Anti-tank ditches, dragon's teeth and extensive bunkers. Additionally, a large crater can be seen in front of the teeth, presumably from an air bomb, but everything remains in place. And here is a formation of 3 of our Ukrainian assault transport helicopters Mi-8 returning from a combat mission somewhere from the very hell of the front lines, and a couple of our Mi-24s are firing unguided rockets at the Russians using a diving method. From the side it seems they are almost touching the ground when they come into fire at a very low altitude to avoid enemy SAMs. And to conclude, I will provide another post from the Russian chat as a demonstration of the insane losses suffered by the Russian army. 433rd Regiment, 27th Division, Assault Squad. They went on a mission on March 23rd. They were in contact on the same day. According to the latest data, out of 80, only 10 remains alive. And please, let's not forget that Ukrainians are also dying every day. In smaller numbers, but this is a war, and unfortunately there is no miracles. And that wraps up today's video. If you found this information helpful or somehow insightful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!